Hello, my subjects. How's it going? I still don't know if I should lead into the king thing a lot more or not. So, how's it going? Welcome to another, chill day. Just me playing video games without feeling like like I feel obligated to continue doing this. So you may be asking, how was the doctor's appointment? And to which I said, good. Painful, but good. Now, I don't think they found anything, mostly because when it came down to it, they were, once they were done, they weren't like, oh, by the way, we found this abnormal thing on his, liver or something like that. So I should be fine, hopefully. We just the testing was over with. And I was like, cool. And they're like, yeah, now you can leave. All right. And then we left. That's pretty much it. So yeah. Whether they found something or not, I do not know. But I seem to be doing fine. I am healthy. As healthy as I can ever. As healthy as a fat person could ever be. So yeah, today will just be mostly a chill day after uploading this. I gotta figure out when I'm gonna do season 3 of the main show, which I still don't have a name for. I already know what I want to do for season 3. I just don't have the resources that I need to start it. By that I mean I don't have. I want to say the drive. I don't have the stuff recommended. No, I don't have the character costumes picked out yet, because I need, obviously, to color code every villain a different color, because I can't have a villain, look the same as another villain. Like, for example, I can't have another villain wearing a black jacket with a shirt under it. That they just look too much like horror, or like error. Having horror wearing John's jacket is already way too much of a gamble of, like, can people tell the difference between horror and John other than just what they wear? So, both of their personalities have to be very different. Let me move you back a bit. I feel like you're way too close. Way too zoomed in. No. And I also feel like, because I have a new, I guess, kind of villain I want to introduce. But to do that, I need different clothes and different, stuff to make him not only unique, but also make him a lot more Scooby-Doo. A lot more defined. Especially since the character will share a lot with me when it comes to culture. I'm not going to share too much about this new character. Because he's very, you'll see. Once I show him off, once he shows up, you'll see what I mean. Let me just check. Am I recording? Yes, I am. I'm recording for 5 minutes. Where is he? Where's Scooby-Doo? I'm not gonna go down there because I know he's just gonna immediately just start, you know, emptying the chamber the second I get down there. Where is he? I'm a horrible shot, man. I am a horrible shot. Thank you for telling me where he is. Yeah, I can't see him. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, game. That I appreciate that so much. You know, I couldn't see him. You're so right. I am just that blind. I'm being a bit sarcastic. I don't know why. And he was like, "Hey, he's over here." No, really, you don't say. What makes you think he's over there exactly? Is there maybe like I don't know some sort of indication? I need shield, and you know what I do not see around this part? These parts, shield. We. You know the light. You know, what was I gonna say? Right. You know life. Do you know the game of life? I should probably not be going over here. Yeah. For those who are like me and an introvert, what is your worst experience as just like socializing? It's not. It's obviously not a competition. People have their own like problems when it comes to socializing, especially when it comes to being an introvert and socializing. I just talking about like what is your worst like? Why did I do this? Why did I say this? I shouldn't have done this. Why did I step out of my comfort zone? I'm out. Peace kind of moment, you know? Kind of moment where you realize you regret the fact that you ever decided to be like, you know what? Today's the day I'm not an introvert. I have a really good one. So, I was coming off my heyday of being so back in the olden days, back in like what was it? 010, 010, 2010, 2011, somewhere around that time period. I I Man, people are fighting over this care package. I I remember this one time where I tried to socialize. Uh, and I just said something really embarrassing. I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm out." Matter of fact, I just can't remember how it went. So I think so. What can I remember from that day? It's like something embarrassing. What is something that I can remember from my past? Hey, you can get the care package for all I care. I do not care about what's in there. I just do not want you near me. You can take the car too. I don't care. Just leave. Okay, anyway. So, um, I think it. This is why it sucks to like be someone like me because I have horrible memory. It's an embarrassing moment that I remember doing in 010. I know I remembered something. I just cannot remember what I remembered. You know? Or was it 010? I can't remember. What was it? I remember it so vividly because it was like something, it's the kind of thing you shouldn't say out loud or, think out loud. What was it? What did I say? What am I? I'm trying to remember. Well, I'm trying to remember. How's y'all's days been? Oh, I'm dealing with a menace to society. While you're sharing your embarrassing moments, I'm over here trying to remember what the. There's two people here. Maybe they can fight it out with each other. Maybe the person in the pink hair is gonna be like, "You took my chug jug, you son of a," and then start slapping the other guy. Unless it's an NPC walking around, in which case I am outnumbered. They don't know where I am. I am the knight. Where's the other guy? The other person? Because I heard two footsteps around this household. There is currently three people out here. Happening over here. The person in pink hair is definitely running towards the fight. There's two other people shooting that way. Weave. Stay still. No, I'm good. That's not that good of a weapon. and I avoid them just like that. You see, that's how you avoid someone in a car. You just go through buildings. So we've. Hello, Master Chief. How's it going? Ow. Ah. Locking in isn't enough anymore. So, what was I gonna say? Why am I here again? Nah, I'm not gonna share that. That's way too personal. That's a lot. Fuel bill is just getting way too competitive. Go to ranked, you sweats or hackers, depending on who you are. What was I gonna say? Right. So an embarrassing moment I had back in the heyday of living, my heyday of living, back in my prime. Yes, I used to have a prime. How did I do that? So, I'm a little kid, right? Now, I don't remember if I was skinny or fat at that time. Because I used to be skinny way before, like, well, obviously, before I became fat. I used to be skinny. Probably from 2008 to maybe 2013, I was skinny. I was like 7 by 2013, I believe. And again, my math, 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13. I was at least 5 or 6 years old. Maybe 4. Never mind. Can I remember a year for the life of me? Was something an introvert would just really dislike. Would just really, I. I can't really think of any embarrassing moment I've ever. I know I've had embarrassing moments, but most of them are like, TMI, the kind of thing you do not share with random people on the internet. The kind of thing you say like when you're playing Truth or Dare. I was like, it's the most outlandish thing you could ever hear someone saying. Like, you gotta be lying. Nope. No, sorry, 2 truths and a lie. My bad, not Truth or Dare. You know what I need more than shield right now? A way to protect myself. I need my Second Amendment. Come on, man. There it is. It would have been so funny if I got nothing other than just shield and a med kit. Like, please give me a gun. That is not a gun. That is just a shield. Actually, yeah, I could just talk to y'all about my life. Yeah, I won't go into detail of like the kind of stuff I've done in my life. However, I will tell you. I will tell you, my life, just some things in my life that you may have not known. For one, how do I talk about this without sounding like? What's his chest? Let me in. Let me in. So, oh great, wonderful. Now I have a person tracking me down. So, I used to have a group of friends back in the day. It's been a while. Now you may be asked, why has it been a while? You see, I haven't talked to these people in years. Now, it isn't because of anything bad, at least I think. Then again, I don't know. Yeah, it's more of a, it's been years since I've talked to them, so, you know, my introvertedness just activates. It's like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like, I would like to talk to them, but at the same time, you know what? It's fine. We're all fine here. They, you know? Also, I just have thoughts in my mind where it's like, they probably want nothing to do with me, and that's fine. You know? They can live their lives, I can live mine. You know? And I'm okay with that. You know? Not all good things last. Or something like that. All good things come to an end. Something like that. And I know that's like a very sad perspective. But to me, it's a very like, happy perspective. Hope they're doing well. I know some of them are. But I don't know about others. Yeah, I wish I could get rid of my me being an introvert, but that's just something I've been for years. At first, I was an introvert because at first I was an introvert because I didn't want to offend people. I was first learning English and I didn't want to offend people. While speaking English, like, hey, you're a, but not like actually meaning it. Like, I didn't want to offend people. Which is why I didn't socialize as much. Because I wasn't really good at speaking English. My English was very rough. Which is why I went most of my kindergarten and first grade without speaking. Kind of. That's not the full reason, but that's one of the many reasons where it's like, I was, not only is that, it was also the reason that I was shy. Not only that, but there's a third thing in there as well. So, how do I say this? I've been in special needs all my life. Since, like, kindergarten. Can you not follow me? Can you not follow me? Thank you. So, excuse me, excuse me. I'm not in the mood to battle right now. Excuse me. So it's like, when it comes to this thought process, especially since I was a kid, you'd understand why I thought this. So, There used to be there's a library. There's a library obviously where I went to school. I think I talked about this once where it's like I saw a picture basically like keep your voices down, and then I saw a like anti-swearing thing, but I didn't know how to read back then, so I just looked at it and I looked at that and I was like so I can't talk in general. And then I combined that with the fact that I saw a book character. I don't know what the book character is. I just remember that the book character comes from a book where it's from a book. That's pretty much it. And they did this project, right, where it's like make the character out of paper, cut it out, and all that stuff, right? Next to the drawing, next to the drawing was a no talking sign, and that drawing, I guess that cut out, had no teeth. Like no, not no teeth, but it had teeth missing, right? So I was like, if I talk, they're gonna break my teeth. Which is, again, another reason why I ended up being introverted. And, now that's just stuck with me forever. And I like being an introvert, but, it gets really, how to say it, lonely. When you got time to spend with no one, because, introvert. I have better luck at making friends with a rock, And I don't think I can even do that. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Can you not shoot my tire out? Thank you. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. And yeah. So, that's why I mainly wasn't an introvert, and now I've gotten accustomed to it to the point where it's like, well, now I don't want to socialize. Well, now, since I have no experience with it, I'm just not going to do it in general. And eventually that culminated to being a fully fledged introvert. Close this. Which I don't think a lot of people, especially the people that I made friends with, know. The fact that I am an introvert. Always have been, always will be. I don't work like other introverts where it's like, hey, I've made friends with you, therefore I'm comfortable talking to you 24/7. Nope. If enough time passes between me not speaking to someone and someone not speaking to me, eventually I will just completely go back to being introverted. And basically, I'll have to get comfortable to that person all over again. Which is difficult because it takes less than like a week for me to be like. Well, no, it takes more than a week, but basically, I'm over exaggerating it a bit where it's like, okay, it's been 5 weeks since we've talked. Zip. And since I haven't spoken to these people for years, I'm not comfortable, reaching out. Besides, like I said, knowing little me, I don't think they want anything to do with me. For those who don't know, without me like saying certain things, as a kid, I was a horrible person. I always will think that, no matter how good of a even if I did have somewhat of a good conscience within me as a kid, I was still a horrible person. And I regret a lot of the things I did as a kid and wish I could take most of the things I did back, but I can't. That's as much as I'm willing to share, obviously. I want to put all the things I've done behind me and just try my best to move on. which is a horrible mentality to have, kind of, when you haven't resolved it. But that's just the kind of person I am. Y'all heard something, right? I heard someone talk. Oh. And so yeah, that's been a great. That's 100% a trap. You hear that too, right? I'm not tripping. Joe, Joe. I think I'm going crazy. No, you hear that too, right? I hear a little kid speaking. Joe. I don't think they can hear me, but just in case. Nope. Nope. I'll just go around. I saw the boss. I was like, nope. Joe. You hear that? I'm not crazy. I hear someone. I'm not crazy. Okay? I'm not. Dummy says what? Hmm. Maybe I am a bit crazy. What? I heard, no, I heard a voice. You can't gaslight me. I heard a voice. But no one's in my chat. No one's like no one's like joined my party or anything. To be fair, it's not like I have a party, but still, no one's like, I'm here. It's gone now. But I listen. Don't gaslight me like this. I know I heard someone talk. I know I heard someone talk. I know I heard someone talk. Don't gaslight me. Shut up. Oh, what the? Oh, now you choose to shut up. I'm over here sharing my life story. I just hear someone talking. I, I am willing to swear to the Lord Almighty that I'm not crazy. Ow, ow, run. There's like two people over there. I'm not willing to fight. One shot. What the kind of shotgun is that? You cannot convince me someone was talking. Someone was talking. I am not hearing things. I, I heard. Listen to me. I'm not crazy. You heard that too. Don't gaslight. I'm not. I heard something. Listen. One more round. I'm telling you, I heard something. Anywho, back to my story. So yeah, that's just my mentality and just my life. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff I'm not willing to share about my life. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wish, I could go back in time and do things differently. Because some of the stuff I did, I do regret. Mm. I was like, again, as a kid, I was a horrible person as a kid. So, yeah. Yeah, let me just share. Since you shared your embarrassing moment, I might as well have shared something that, well, isn't an embarrassing moment. Mostly because I can't think of one right now. I shared some of my life story. Obviously, I've gone through a lot of stuff. Besides, karma's paid me back pretty hard for the things I've done. God made sure I haven't, that I got, my due now. This is all just for the things I've done. So you know what? That's fair. I'm willing to say that anything bad that happens to me, I deserve it, no matter what it is. Because I truly do. I feel like I do. I know people may like come in here and be like, "What happened to your optimism?" I am optimistic. Optimistic that I deserve that whatever in the future is coming to me, I deserve it 100%. I know that it's like a bad mentality to have, but again, if you've met little kid me, you would also understand why I say I deserve it. Are the guns in here? No. Man, I fire like an NPC. What the? There we go. I hate the fact that I play like an NPC when I'm nervous. Even better. Doesn't have as many shotgun shells, but hey, you know what? I'm willing to deal with what I got. Again, what was I saying? Alright, if you've met little kid me, you would understand why I have this sort of mentality. Because I've met him, and let me tell you, you would not want to meet that little psychopath. Trust me, it's for your sake and my sake that you do not see that little goblin did not see the light of day. One thing I'll say though is I wish I kept some of my younger self's personality, not all of it. I wish I was a lot more positive because back then I was a lot more positive than I am now. Also, just a lot more happier in general. Not all of the time, but a lot more. When I was happy, you would tell that I was happy. Nowadays, you can't tell if I'm happy, especially if I'm in a public setting. Because again, I'm not very comfortable in public settings. I hate public settings. They're like one of the worst things you could ever go and be in. Which I know I could eventually maybe get rid of my introvertedness, but you know what? I'll keep it. It's something I've had with me for years, so I might as well keep it. People just ignored the blue chest up here. Matter of fact, they just ignored the chest. Sure, they may have not known if it was blue. I would still checked. Open it either way. You see, I wasn't lying. I would have opened it either way, blue or not. Can I get like an AR or something like that? Nope. So yeah, that's just me sharing some things about myself. I also, I guess I can share a little bit more about myself. I am afraid of spiders. Physically scared of those things. Those things terrify me. I have an extreme arachnophobia where it's like, even when I see a dead spider, it's like, you know? Donuts. I also have an extreme fear of heights when it comes to, sometimes depends on the game. And in real life, of course. If it's a first person game, it's very strong. If it's a third person game, I could just be like, oh, I'm up high. Ain't that cool? Ain't that cool? I don't know. If the first person feels very real to me, and third person feels very not real to me. They're shooting over here. I might as well participate. Oh, I see him. There we go. I don't even know what that skin is. I'm just missing. I might as well miss every shot I have. What are you shooting me with? What is that? A Nemesis AR. A Nemesis AR does not shoot that much. That is some bull. You saw that too, right? There's no way. I've never seen a Nemesis AR shoot that quickly. And I've never seen someone shoot so quickly and hit every shot as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that was aimbot. Nah, I'm joking. Or maybe it was. I don't know. I can't tell the difference. Give me a moment. Let me close the door. Hey, your lights? Okay, the lights are on. They should be off. The curtains should be open. Hell yeah. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, morning, and or night. What else? I see you whenever I'm done hibernating. I forget just a lot of things. Horrible memory. I'll see you later, my subjects. Peace.